Hello, my name is Madam Epi from Edukea institution. Today we are going to learn about English and the topic known as helping others. In this unit you will read a story and then you need a story told by Jane's daughters and her lesson and answer the question on it. Then you will practice units using vocabulary items from the story in the different situation. Also, can say that in this unit on this topic you can study or you can read about naughty or using your so that in order. Also can use so that in order that can use the or that can be used the interchange by. Also after this is the introduction. The following are the passage or the stories of Jane tutors. We can say that read the story below and answer the question that for the story is about Jane tutors. The story started that Jane tutors and her days. This is the head of the story. Jane lost her parents in road accident when she was only 6 years old. After the death of her parents, her uncles take away one of the uncles took Jane to live with him and his family. After Jane had lived with her uncle's family for 2 years, her life became difficult and unbearable. Her uncle's wife did not like her. She was very crazy. She beat her often without any good reason. She forced her to eat leftovers and sleep in the kitchen. One day, as Jane was doing her homework, she did not see her auntie coming back from work. She did not see auntie coming back from work. "You stupid girl, why you don't come to help me with the groceries?" Her auntie shouted. Jane jumped to her feet to help her auntie. Before she touched the luggage, her auntie slapped her so hard that she fell into the ground. "Get up, you will deserve more beating. You are so raised," her auntie laughed. Jane stood up trembling. Drops of tears fell down her cheeks. "I'm sorry, auntie, I did not see you," Jane said. Her auntie did not respond. She just went into her room. Jane's auntie never beat her when her uncle was at home. She did not want her husband to note her towards his nieces. After several beatings, they sought what to do but remained undisturbed. Later, Jane tried to report the matters to her uncle in order to stop her aunt from torturing her. Unfortunately, she did not succeed. Her uncle returned home drunk most of the time. He always sat in the same seat and looked helpless. Jane missed her parents a lot because she used to talk to them about anything that bothered her. Another day, Jane's aunt came home carrying a basket full of foodstuffs. That day, Jane saw her and ran to help her carry the basket. When Jane approached her, her auntie put the basket down and pushed her aside. She went into the house. "Take a drop and waved it at Jane. Leave my house, otherwise kill you. I don't want to see you her anymore." The auntie threatened for minutes. Jane hesitated, but she realized that she had no choice but to leave for an a known place. Jenny did not take anything with her because she was not allowed to go back into the house. She went to join other children living on the street. The street children were also cruel. They did not want her to share their sleeping space. She moved to an finished house nearby in order to live there. One day, Fatuma and her father were driving home from the supermarket. On the way, she saw a girl scavenging through rubbish bins in order that she might get leftovers to eat. Fatuma pitied her. She asked her father to stop and to talk to the girl. "Hey, could you come here, please?" Fatuma said. Jenny slowly walked toward the car. "What is your name?" Fatuma asked while sticking her head out of the window. "My name is Jane," Jenny said. She prayed. Fatuma asked, "What were you doing there?" Fatuma asked Jane, "What were you doing there?" Jenny answered, "Looking for something to eat." Jenny answered Fatuma. After asking the question which is said, "What were you doing there?" and Jenny answered the Fatuma, "Here I'm looking for something to eat." Fatuma went on, "Don't you have parents?" Fatuma asked Jenny if you don't have a parent. That question made Jenny shed tears. Fatuma pleaded with her, "Stop caring." After Fatuma asked Jane about parents, Jane became sad. After there, we see in the picture there, we see Jane is nearby. Fatuma is outside the car and Fatuma is inside the car with her father. After the picture, we know you see there that Fatuma talking with Jane. After there, Fatuma asked her father, "It is all right, Daddy, if we take Jane home to live with us." After Fatuma talking with Jane, he asked her father if it is all right to take Jane to live or to live with us at home. Her father smiled and prayed, "It is all right, my lovely daughter." Fatuma was happy and asked Jane, "Would you like to come and live with us so that we may go to school together?" After Fatuma asked her father if it's right or it's all right, Daddy, if we take Jane home to live with her, and Daddy prayed or answered. After there, Fatuma asked Jane if it is all right, it is right to come and to live with us so that we can go together at school. After there, Jenny answered by using head, or can say nodded. Fatuma's father opened the door for Jane. She entered and sat on the back seat. They continued to listen to Jane's life and stories. After Jane opened the door, after Fatuma's father opened the door, and Jane tells Fatuma's father about the oral story of life. Both Fatuma and her father pitied Jane. At Fatuma's home, Jane found a caring mother who reminded her of her late mother. After a week, they took her to the same school as Fatuma, and the two became great friends. They studied very hard. Both Fatuma and Jane passed their primary and secondary examination. They joined the same university but chose different degree programs. Jane studied law where Fatuma studied engineering. After that, Jane became a lawyer and Fatuma became an engineer. Jane now provides legal aid to people who cannot afford to pay legal representation. For example, here at the picture we see Jane became a lawyer, and the other story says that Jane now provides legal aid to people who cannot afford or people who cannot afford to pay for legal representation. For example, we see at the picture there. After that, we can say that, so continue to say, later she married and then got 3 children. After Jane became a lawyer, then she married and got 3 children. One evening, while watching television, Jane told this story to her children. She said, "My children, it is very important to help other people in life. I do not know how my life would have been if Fatuma and her family had not come to my life or to my lecture. Sure, Fatuma and their family were a leader to my life. I will forever be grateful to them. Please be kind to others." After that, we see one day Fatuma or one day Jane, they stay at home to watching television. We see Jane told the story to her children. She said, "My children, it's very important to help others." Then you say that if the Fatumas and her family had not come to my life, sure Fatuma and their family were leader to my life. I will forever be grateful to them. Please be kind of others. This at the end of the story. We can complete the story to answer the question following. First question says, at what age did Jane lose her parents? In this question, you should be to answer, in what age did Jane lose her parents? Another question says, what was the cause of their death? In this question, you should be to write the reason or the causes of their death of Jane's parents. After that, another question says, why did Jane become a street children? And this question should be to listen or to write the reason why Jane became a street children according to their stories that read. Another question says, what happened to Fatuma and her Jane as we decided to studying very hard? In this question should be, or you should answer the reason, or it should answer the reason on what happened to Fatuma and Jane as a result of studying very hard. Also, another question says, what did Jane mean when she said Fatuma and her family are leader to my life? In this question, you should be to write the meaning when Jane said Fatuma and their family were a leader to my life. You should be to write what meaning. Also, last question asked, have you ever helped anyone in need? Explain. In this question, you should be to write if you have or if you help anyone, and then you should be to explain. Thanks for watching our lesson. Welcome to another lesson or to another period.
Purchase your tracks today.